Welcome to the Mac and Chuck podcast with your hosts, Chuck Hill and Scott McKenzie, with special guest Shelby Hill and Cat Boss.
Good evening, folks. How you doing tonight?
I am on location.
Mac is on location.
Or is that on assignment?
I think you may be on assignment tonight.
Okay. I'm on assignment.
How's everybody doing out there in Mac and Chuck land tonight?
I don't hear applause. Is there anybody watching?
Yeah, I don't think we're getting any applause yet. We got Shelby Hill or Shelby Fuca in studio tonight.
I was like, who's this Shelby Hill he speaks of? I don't know.
Yeah, I did that yesterday too. I mean, she's my daughter. Last name used to be Hill. It is now Fuca, as I'm sure her husband will be more than happy to remind me about. But,
I can see a phone call coming in your future.
Yeah, it's quite possible. I think someone's phone's going off now, which, quite possibly could be him calling to wring my neck. So how you doing this week, Matt? You all right?
I'm here. I'm at home because of a child with a tooth problem that I need to be here for.
Dental emergency, family first, right?
Always.
Well, it's good that you're at least able to join us this way, and this way we can keep the show running.
I have my pen. I have my pen, and I have my paper.
I have my dry erase marker.
I have mine as well.
Why do we have this stuff?
And I have my dry erase board.
Oh, see, you erased it. You should have left what was on there before.
Yeah. Well, tonight we're actually going to be talking about a couple things. Tonight we do have Cat Boss is going to be dialing in later on and having a chat with us. And we got a few questions we're going to talk to her about tonight. And she's got some things for us. It's apparently kitten season this week, or this time of year. So she's going to talk to us a little bit about that. And
so is it the birthing of kittens or the making of kittens? Which one is it?
The what of kittens?
The making or the birthing?
I think the gathering of kittens.
Let's find out.
It's the gathering. Yeah. So
like a big party.
Anything big going this week for you?
My kids been waiting for Godzilla versus Kong that comes out this week.
Yeah. All right.
At the movie theater, or if you're lucky enough to have HBO Max, it'll be on there Wednesday, I believe. It's the 31st, is it not?
Probably, I think so. I've never really been able to get into the mega monster movies, even when I was a kid. Like
my youngest is one of the hugest fans I've ever seen. He'll watch them over and over and over again. He's stoked about this one to come out. So,
yeah. All right, very cool. Well, tonight's show.
Yes.
See.
What we got going on tonight? We're going to talk about the Mandela Effect. I spoke about a little bit last week. I told you it was coming this week. It's just kind of one of those interesting things that my daughter Shelby, who is going to be on the show, she's done some research, and this kind of thing just absolutely fascinates her. So we're going to have her on here here soon, not recently. Here recently, she was sitting by my side where she's at now in studio.
Maybe you should have taken that nap.
I'm kind of thinking I should have. I find as I get older, I really do enjoy those afternoon naps, but I simply just don't get them. They don't get to come as much as they used to. If you guys are new to the show, want to welcome you to the show. We had a great show last week, and it was really all because of you guys. Had great conversation, had great feedback and audience participation. Even after the show, people continued to comment and
even up to today.
Right, asking our candidates questions. We definitely encourage you to do that. Again, I want to extend a special thank you to our candidates for being on the show. Mac, getting feedback about the show last week?
Got a little bit. Had the economic development director reach out to us. So we'll be in contact with her in the future, hopefully set up a show, answer any questions people may have about, different subjects around Granite City. So it's going to be interesting once we get everything set up and ready to go. I can't wait for it.
Right. Me either. I think it's going to be really great to have her on here. And we would also encourage any other local officials who want to be on the show and use us as a platform to reach your constituents. We're always happy to do that and happy to oblige. We always want to make sure we give fair and equal time to everybody as well. So if The election is, what, a week and a half away, if that?
A week from Tuesday.
Yes, I mean, that's going to be, I'm really hoping we get a great turnout. If people turn out like they turned out for the show last week, I think that, that's going to be a great thing.
And it's your voice is the one that makes the difference. So definitely get out there and vote.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So we're going to take a minute while we're waiting on Tricia to come on board. We're going to go ahead and introduce Shelby just a little bit, and we're going to bring her on. Yeah, she's part of the show tonight. So we got Shelby's on the show right now, and she's just going to, Shelby, while we're waiting, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about what our show is going to be tonight, and tell us a little bit kind of about what you've got planned for us so the audience and the viewers know what's going on.
And why I have this pen.
Yeah, tell them why we've got our pens and dry erase boards.
Well, gladly. Let me get to my notes. Sorry. Today,
preparation is key, kid.
I was prepped for you. I had gotten you a whiteboard and everything, and the reason why all the cool kids here have a whiteboard and a dry erase marker. Really only the lame ones in the podcast have a pen and paper, but we'll let it slide for now.
I didn't have a whiteboard, so I just have a 700-pound piece of marble and chisel.
I gave him your
whiteboard. That's all we can afford for you today.
DJ Whiteout's going to chisel his answers in tonight. That's how confident he is. He's going to chisel his answers in.
Every guess.
So we'll get those turned in what, 2 weeks from now?
Like
well, you're actually going to have to wait for me. So every answer you'll have to give me about 2 hours to get my full answer in.
We'll just hear
it. Why don't you try Morse code? It might be a little quicker.
So Shelby, tell us what you got in mind for us tonight.
We're going to talk about the Mandela Effect and how it all started, where the name Mandela comes from, which, again, all the cool kids know it. But I'm just joking. And then for the whiteboards and the pen and paper, we have a Mandela Effect game where I'm going to kind of quiz you guys and see what you remember as opposed to what was real and what wasn't.
So kind of what people think happened versus what actually happened.
Yeah.
Well, what I think happened is always the truth, so it doesn't matter.
That's because you're never wrong, right?
Right.
Gotcha.
I'm even more excited for you to play the game. That is who I've been looking forward to the most, is you playing to see how you feel.
Yeah, because that's
why? Because another hill needs to be destroyed by me? Is that what you're looking forward to?
Oh, yeah, okay.
You kicked my ass 2 weeks ago, so I'm hoping that we can do something else. Hi, Erica. How you doing tonight? Appreciate you joining the show and catching us live this evening. Welcome to the show. So as we're doing it tonight, if you guys have an answer, you can respond. Shelby, do you have a preference whether they respond real or Mandela Effect, or like if someone wants to comment on something, how much time do we have to give you our answers?
I don't know. I thought I would just because how the questions are going to be asked is the questions that I'm asking is how you remember certain things. So like I'll give you an example and then you write down how you remember it spelt or how you remember it going in the movie or different stuff like that. And then at the end of it, not the end of it, but we'll compare your guys' answers and anyone else who wants to play along in the comments. I'll tell the answer of how it was in real life or how they claim it is, okay? Because some of these, I'm convinced that my answer is right and the real life thing is wrong. So, and you will too. See, that's the reason. That's the reason I'm excited to quiz you, is because I think you think it's all a bunch of baloney.
You think Mac thinks it's all a bunch of baloney?
Yes, I do.
All right, very cool. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to get to the Mandela Effect show portion of it here very soon. Shelby, thank you for coming on to the show tonight. And I think that what we're about to do right now is we're going to roll some footage for the Cat Boss, and then we're going to have Tricia on. All right. Get to the show.
Good evening.
Are you with us? Oh, we may have lost her.
We may have lost Trisha.
And she's gone.
And she's gone. I guess she didn't like that opening we had for her. No, I'm just kidding. There she is. She's back with us. Trisha, are you with us?
Can you hear me now?
Hey guys, how
There
are
she
you?
is.
Can you guys hear me? I can't hear you.
Yes,
We can hear you now.
Okay, I can't hear you. For some reason the voice is like crackly. Is there anything I can do to fix that?
Come
there
on,
you go.
technical wizardry.
It's
You can
cleared
hear-
up.
It's
cleared
clear?
up.
Must have been a connection.
You
She
don't
can
sound
hear
like
clearly now. The sound is good. Oh, all right.
Hi, my friends.
Hello. It's been too long. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Doing
Awesome.
great. No complaints. It's spring, man. It's spring.
You
But
know what? It
I
was a
will
beautiful
say
day out
this.
today.
Spring, it's time for kitten season.
Kitten season.
Now, maybe she can answer my question to you earlier, Chuck. Is
She
it
might
for the
be-
making of kittens or is it the birthing of kittens?
I think you may have stumped her. Or she can't hear us again.
Bueller? Way to go. There's the entrance again.
I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and throw, just in case you can see something, I'm going to message Trisha. We're going to put Lisa's comment up here because Lisa has a direct question for Trisha. So, Mac, can you read that? You want to read that question for her?
I have a question for the cat boss. I tried feeding my 15-year-old kitty wet food, and she is not a fan, but loves canned tuna. Any ideas, or is that okay? Or is it okay for her to have maybe a can of tuna a week?
That's a pretty good question. So when we get Trish back on here, we'll make sure we get that answer for you. But I'm kind of curious about the kitty season and the birthing season and the making kitty season, you know.
Yeah, you would, you pervert.
All right, I think we got you back now.
Third time's the charm.
Oh my goodness. What in the
What's going on? Is it your connection? Is it your phone?
My connection's bad, guys.
Hey,
Or
you know what?
she just doesn't like us anymore, Chuck. That's what it is.
My connection's terrible.
Can you hear us okay, Trish?
No. You sound
No?
like computer generated voices again.
Oh,
Now
we're
you're
a bu-
clear. Now you're clear.
Now
Just
we're
take
clear.
something.
Stop
We're a
the
bunch of
car.
Macs.
Wherever you're at, stop. Don't move anywhere.
I know. I moved locations. I was like, oh man, I gotta.
I'm sorry, for the next 20 minutes, you're just going to have to sit on your head with your leg off to the right. That's just going to have to happen.
The fork in one hand and move it around a little bit, you know, as you get reception.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go. So,
Yeah,
Trish,
I should be good now. I should be good.
awesome. We did have a question come in right before you, just a few seconds ago from Lisa.
Oh, right on.
So, you know, Lisa, we're going to kind of get right to it. Lisa says she just wants to know that she's tried feeding her 15-year-old kitty wet food, and she's not a fan, but she does love canned tuna. So she's curious if there are any ideas, or is it okay or not okay for her to have maybe a can of tuna a week?
That is a great question. That's often a problem with cats when they don't want wet food. They will eat tuna. I don't see anything wrong with eating one can of tuna per week. That's okay. It's kind of when you do overdo things, that's when it becomes a problem. Because tuna has a lot of mercury level, and that can throw off their urinary tract system. So I would definitely say if you're going to do it, just do it limited. But also, there's some things that you can try to get your cat to eat wet food, and that would be to I don't know if you've tried microwaving it, but sometimes when you heat it up, it releases those scents in the wet food and it makes it more palatable for them. And then also, I've also heard people sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan cheese on it. As for
Really?
some reason, that's really good for cats. They like that. And then you can fade off that as you go. But yeah, I'd say so. The other thing is you probably tried this, sprinkling the tuna on top of the wet food already. But the last thing I would say is sometimes they don't have an appetite for wet food when they're too full on dry food. So you can kind of, if in a healthy way, start to eliminate a little bit more dry as you increase the wet. I'd also recommend definitely trying different brands until you find something that your cat likes.
Gotcha. Now, I'll tell you what helps. Chuck food is a little bit of Parmesan also.
Chucky needs Parmesan cheese. Are you Italian?
Hey, you know what? I'm not Italian, but I think there might be an Italian guy in the hill pile somewhere, because I love me some Parmesan cheese.
Lord have mercy.
Well, hey, Mac and I were talking the other day about chicken, and I asked him. I said, I was like, I give my cats chicken for treats. That's what they get. And Mac was not down for that. He's no food from the table. You're not getting my goodies type stuff. So
That's because I have to have it for myself. It's all mine.
Little greedy.
Okay. Well, that's the only reason behind it. Okay.
Of course.
Hey, at least he's got a good solid reason. It is.
Yeah.
He's not a big sharer, so.
So I was saying before I rudely got cut off by the Wi-Fi that tonight's topic I wanted to address something, since it's spring, was kitten season. And so I kind of wanted to give some hard and fast tips to people that are, looking to know a little bit more about kitten season and all that goes into it. If you want to get involved, you can do that. You can volunteer and help with kitten season, but we can talk a little bit about that. And then maybe at the end of when you guys are about to kick me off and get on to more serious topics,
Lord.
I wanted to play a real quick game of Did You Know? And then I'll ask you guys, and then you can fill it in, and I'll give you the real facts.
Well, tonight's full of games because, Tricia, when after your segment, we're actually playing a game on the Mandela Effect tonight. So this is like a game for all of us tonight.
Right on. Right
Two
on.
chances tonight to kick your rear end.
Yeah, well, hopefully I'll at least win one. So, all right, Tricia, well, if you don't mind, can you tell us first what you mean by kitten season?
Yeah. So most people actually don't know that there is something called kitten season, and it hasn't been around for that terminology hasn't been around for that long. But kitten season usually goes, and it's basically an explosion of kittens that are all they're feral outdoor kittens, and cats are going through their reproductive cycle and starting to have kittens about from March all the way through October. And so you have an influx of stray animals, stray litters of kittens and things like that. But it gets out of control. And so in the warmer regions, it never really stops. So in the Midwest region, we're kind of blessed because we have a colder season, and so it kind of dies off a little bit, and it's not so bad. So kitten season is from March through October, and that's when you're really going to see a lot of stray kittens running around. So that's the general point on kitten season. And there is literally millions, you guys, like, not even a joke, there are millions of cats born during these times of year. So and if you think about it, one mom can have a litter of 8. So if you have one stray cat that is unaltered, then you have one stray cat with 8 kittens. And then if those kittens don't get altered or trapped, then you have that exponentially amount of kittens. So that's where you get the millions of kittens born during kitten season. So really, wow. it's a way to so kitten season name, it was named so that we can start kind of, once you name something, you kind of start to get a control over it, right? So lots of foster groups, lots of volunteer people volunteering to help trap kittens. Lots of really cool programs that go into that, to trapping the kittens, but also altering them. So you have you have it's called TNR, trap, neuter, release. So that's where people go out and trap cats, and then they get them spayed and neutered through low cost programs through their veterinarian. So there's a lot of people doing really great work. And so also, if you ever see a stray mom with kittens, you can, if you want to try to help out, you can contact your local shelter, and they'll give you all kinds of tips on how to go about doing that too.
Nice.
Yeah, that's really interesting, because when you say kitten season, automatically my mind goes to like puppy season, like with Christmas. So I'm thinking Christmas or kitten season, maybe people are getting kitties for Easter because they're soft and fluffy or something. So that's interesting information to know.
Yeah, for sure. The number of cats and dogs that go into shelters or get adopted from shelters a year is about 4 million pets.
Wow.
Now the average percentage of cats that are euthanized in a shelter, do you guys have an idea or a guess about what that would be? How many cats get euthanized in shelters?
I'm going to say in the tens of thousands.
Okay, so like what about a percent?
I'm going to guess.
I would say over 50.
Over 50? What'd you say, DJ?
I guess around maybe 45%.
45? Yeah, I'm just to be the odd man out, I'm going to go 40%.
Okay, it is a whopping 70%
Whoa.
of cats. 70% of cats, and so that's why, as a feline ambassador and cat advocate, we always advocate for spaying and neutering your pet. And most shelters will do that when you're getting a rescue animal. And also, like if you're getting your cat from a breeder, they will require that your animal is spayed or neutered before they go home or at a certain point in their life. So
interesting.
It's a way to manage that for sure.
So you're kind of the Bob Barker of kitty cats then.
Hey, you are so funny. I was actually going to say that.
Nice. Nice.
You beat me to it, Chuck.
Way to steal the thunder, man. Way to steal
the thunder.
Hey, you know what? I got to have some role to play on this show, right? I'm gonna be the fun sucker out of everything.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, man, that's it's kind of sad when you think about it, especially if you're a person.
That number is absolutely astonishing. 70%.
Yes, and little things that people, you can get involved. You can volunteer. You can help. You find an organization that goes out to trap cats. You can, support your shelter with donations. You can do a lot of things to help that whole kitten season dynamic. There are so many things that need to be done. People are just don't have enough help. So it's definitely a good topic to spread awareness on for sure.
Wow. Well, Tricia, we've got Shelby here in the studio tonight. She's going to be helping us with our second segment.
What's up, Shelby?
Hello.
Hello.
She has a question she wants to ask you. We're going to bring her on real quick.
Okay.
So, Shelby, come on with us.
We keep getting more squares like this. It's going to turn into a beginning of a Brady Bunch episode.
Or Hollywood squares.
It is just a very quick question. I was just wondering if you were a breeder yourself.
I am not a breeder. However, I do work closely with CFA, and also I do have breeder friends. I kind of help people, and this is a great segue to what I was going to bring up, Shelby, is that I was going to kind of walk people quickly through the steps of how to get a kitten from a breeder, and then how and what to look for in a shelter. So, yeah. Why were you interested in about cat breeds or?
Oh no, you had said something about breeding, and I didn't know if you were personally a breeder or not.
I'm not, but I do support breeding in that way that when it's done responsibly.
Yeah,
so,
I'd agree when it's done responsibly.
Yeah, for sure. There's really great ways that you can. So for the people who are considering getting a cat from a breeder or getting a cat from a shelter, I recommend getting cats from shelters. And also I highly recommend doing research. If you're interested in a breed and that's your thing, then I highly recommend doing extensive research on the breeder, because that's really what makes, it puts the responsibility in the hands of the person that is buying the cat or dog from a breeder. And so here's some quick tips if you guys are interested, if whoever's listening out there is considering getting a kitten from a breeder. There are definitely some tips on that. And so I would say finding a breeder, is really important. The breeder person should list the show parents on the website. That way you can see the mom and the dad, because that's really important. And breeders should display the moms and dads, because they should be proud of that. And so basically displaying that pedigree cat on a website is a really good way to find that. They should be doing basic genetic screening for their breed. So if there's any disease or anything that's involved with a particular breed of cat, doing your research, you should know what those health conditions are and what to look out for. That would be a kind of a way to vet their breeders.
Now, Tricia, do you recommend purchasing a cat or a particular breed from a private breeder, or are you okay, or are you okay with, like, I don't know, I mean, I hate to put them on the spot, but like PetSmart or what is your advice on as far as that goes?
I don't like the box store.
Okay.
Because I don't have a touch point with the breeder. I don't have a relationship with that person. I don't know where they come from. So that's part of how you find the kitten of your dreams or dog of your dreams, because when you're going to a private breeder, like you mentioned, you're able to screen that person to know what kind of person they are. Sometimes they will let you come to the home and check out their facilities, or just invite you to their home so that you build a relationship with them.
Yeah.
When you're buying the kittens, if you're buying from a kitten or a puppy from a website that's like kittens for you, shop now, buy now, it's like, oh no,
Big red flags, huh?
That's a scam, man. You about to get scammed.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you very much for those tips tonight.
Yeah, and then if you're getting a rescue kitten, there's things that you can do, or a rescue cat. You can bring toys to the shelter. You can bring food to try to test out their toy drive. You can volunteer there so that you get you can build a relationship with a cat before they go home. So there's lots of ways to learn about the cat before you actually make that decision to adopt. And I especially recommend that for elderly people that don't necessarily want to adopt a cat later on in life, but they've lost a pet that they hold near and dear, and so they're missing that companionship. I always recommend them going to the shelter just to volunteer, because they can always use help. So it's a great way to build a bond with a cat that's probably going to be there for the rest of its life.
Okay. All right. Well, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, as always, it's always a pleasure having you on the show, and
Absolutely.
It's really cool, the information that you always bring to the show, and it's appreciated, because I do think there are people out there that maybe some of what's going on they don't know, like the whole kitten season that you brought up earlier. I've learned something new, and every time you're on the show, I learn something new, so I appreciate that.
Okay, we did not get to Did You Know, but we can do a whole Did You Know next time.
Why don't you lay one or two on us?
I'll lay one on you.
All right.
We'll end on this. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Whenever I stop, you guys fill in the answer. Okay.
All right.
Cats can get pregnant by.
Is this a trick question?
A loving male cat.
When a mother cat and a father cat meet other very much.
Mac.
I'm almost afraid to answer that question. My two children are in the room with me.
Well, no, let's think about this.
I'm going to say by multiple male cats.
Oh, did you Google search?
I did not Google search it.
You cheater! Sinner.
Are you kidding me? That just doesn't sound possible.
I think I have heard that before.
Yeah, it's true, man. It's true. They can have litters by different fathers.
Wow.
With one heat cycle. So Chuck wins. Now, so next time we'll play Did You Know again? And Mac, you can redeem yourself. You'll have a chance.
And we will also be showing Chuck's entire internet search history.
That never would have even remotely entered my
hands
mind.
Right here. No hands on the keyboard. I've got proof.
I don't believe you.
Angie, that's right. That's one for me and none for Max so far. So right now,
that's all right.
I'm ahead.
So
that's all right. You still got 9,000 to 1,800 to catch up to, so that's fine.
Yeah, that may change here soon, but.
Well, thanks for playing, guys, and to be continued for sure.
No problem.
Thank you so much, and have a wonderful weekend. Thanks a lot for coming on.
Hey, you guys too. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure. Have a blessed night. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Hey, I got one right. What do you know?
A squirrel finds a nut every now and then.
Yeah, I guess so. I think it's even a blind squirrel finds a nut even now and then.
Oh, well,
that's good for me now. Can we count that? No? Okay. No. All right. Well, for those of you who just turned in tonight and you caught Trisha, she's the cat boss. She comes on typically every third Sunday of the month, and she answers your cat questions. She's also a talent agent for pets, so she is always more than happy to talk with you about your pets. You can catch her at catboss.tv on Instagram, and she's been great on the show. She's always helpful, always answers questions. And if you got a question about your kitty cat, throw it out there. If you want to send it to us, we can ask her and get that question for you. But we always encourage you to subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube channels, as well as the Mac and Chuck Facebook page, the Mac and Chuck YouTube channel as well. So, as promised, we're going to get to the meat and potatoes of tonight's show. And what
you like meat and potatoes, don't you?
My gut would definitely affirm that statement.
Mm-hmm.
So, basically, what we're going to do is we're just going to turn the show over real quick to Shelby, and Shelby's going to kind of tell us again what the Mandela Effect is. She's going to give us the actual technical definition of it, why it occurs, and then she's also going to give us a little bit of a test herself as we talk about it. And as always, you're encouraged to jump in. The link is, I believe, either at the top of the conversation or at the bottom of the conversation. And if you want to join us, you're more than welcome to. Just click that link, and we'll get you into the show, and we're happy to talk with you as well. And with that, I think we're going to kick it right over here to Miss Shelby.
Kick it, Pops.
I call him Pops all the time. That's funny. So the Mandela Effect comes from Nelson Mandela. I don't know if do either of you know who Nelson Mandela are?
Yes.
Yes.
In your words, yes, we do, because we're old.
Yes, we are old, and we lived it. So we think we lived it anyway.
Okay.
We may find out differently.
That's not a fair.
I see what you did there.
I've talked to people who don't know who the Mandela Effect or who Nelson Mandela was or how it got its name or anything. So for those of you who don't, well, actually, why don't you guys tell me what you know about Nelson Mandela?
He was the president of South Africa. I do not recall, which I'm sure you can expound on for us, why he was arrested and jailed all those years.
Honestly, I'm really not sure why he was either. I couldn't find much on it.
So never mind. Okay, well, wait a minute now. If you can't find anything, maybe he really didn't exist. Oh
no,
did you see what I did there? Did you see what I did there?
Hey, you know what? Morgan Freeman played him, so I know that man existed. So it's my understanding that Mandela was arrested on political charges, and then when he was freed from prison, it wasn't long after that he became president. of the. It wasn't long after that he became president of South Africa, like you mentioned, Mac. And I believe that most people believe that he actually died in 1987. And
in jail, right?
In prison, yes. Which obviously turned out not to be true because it's kind of hard to be dead and a president at the same time. So.
Oh wait, he's back.
So yeah, that's pretty much right. Yes, he was in prison for 27 years. He was released in 1990. A lot of people do recall him dying in prison in 1987, like you said. And it's actually kind of crazy because people even have like article clippings and stuff like that from when they claimed he had died. So like there was.
So it actually went to print.
Yeah, like there. Well, I don't know about actually went to print. I couldn't find like an actual newspaper from it, but there are articles and stuff from when they claimed he had died in prison. But as you said, he was released in 1990 and became the first Black president of South Africa in 1994.
Kind of like when Dewey beat Truman. Remember that happening? Oh wait, that didn't actually happen.
Let's see. Let me get back to my notes. Yeah, so April 27th, 1994, he was made the first president of South Africa. And in 2010, which this kind of, so the reason why it's called the Mandela Effect is because, like we said, everybody could swore that he died in 1987 in prison, but he actually died in 2013, which is kind of crazy because the Mandela Effect was created in 2010, 3 years before he died.
Interesting.
And I thought, when I read that, I had thought that maybe he got out in 2010, but he didn't. It was 1990. A woman named Fiona Broom is the one who actually self-dubbed the name the Mandela Effect when she discovered that he hadn't passed away. I don't want to say he wasn't dead, but like he didn't die in prison.
People die. It's an okay word to say.
And thousands of people recall him dying in 1987, and were very confused when he died in 2013 because they're like,
"Is that guy dead already?"
Right? Didn't we already do this?
Hey, they say you only live once. You can die as many times as you know. I mean, but
earlier when I was
a cat, I got 9 of them.
I was doing research, and it was like, one of the questions was, when did Nelson Mandela die the first time? And I was like, he only died one time.
Like, wait a minute.
Right.
Interesting.
But the Mandela Effect is an unusual phenomenon where a large group of people remember something differently than how it occurred. It's so a lot of conspiracy theorists, as myself, although I don't. So a lot of conspiracy theorists believe that it's part of like an alternate universe, like that something happened. And I've read something where they said back in 2012, when everybody was like, "Oh, the world's gonna end," you know, that on that date that they didn't mean like a physical ending of the world, but more of a shift in the matrix, you know, like a glitch in the system, pretty much. But like saying that that's when all the stuff changed, of like the different examples I'll give later, that the world ended in that way, like the world we knew ended and that a different one started. So a lot of people believe it's like a cross between different universes, or, you know, but a lot of doctors use it as an illustration of how imperfect the memory can be. And so there's hundreds of different Mandela effects, and I found some that I have 30 of them, I believe. But
well, Trish makes a good point here, and then we'll get to the game. That's what happens when you play the game telephone. Very true. The end conversation is always different than the beginning conversation. So very good point there. So Shelby, what have you got on tap for us tonight?
So our game, which anybody else at home can play too, just comment on here. As I think how we're going to do it is I'll ask you to either spell something or write down how you remember something, or how it looks on like a certain wrapper, like say a candy bar. How I want you to write it exactly how you remember it looking on the wrapper. I've got my whiteboard. DJ Whiteout is also playing. So I'll be keeping tally of who gets them correct and who doesn't.
Hi-ho!
Prepared, we could be in the midst of another Mac 9000. Okay, I just want everyone to be just hold on to the seats.
Maybe not.
We'll see what happens.
And I am interested to see how, because I went through my list earlier with my mom, my grandma, and a couple other family members, and had them write down what they remembered. Certain things looking, and a lot of them you'll get right, I'm sure, because some of them are more common than others. But a lot of them surprised me too with their answers, and it made me kind of excited because I know Mac is kind of skeptical. So
You can tell just by the look on his face. Either that or he's got gas.
So when I ask the questions, I'm going to have you write down your answer.
Okay.
And then I'll have you show the camera what you wrote down. And DJ Whiteout, you can just lift yours up and I'll see what you wrote down. And then I'll tell you the answer of how it occurred in real life as opposed to how we remember it.
Gotcha. All right, let's play. I'm ready to kick some Mackenzie booty tonight.
Look at my papers in order.
Just to be fair, no one has seen these before. Shelby has read them down. Matter of fact, I was told specifically not to even look up what the Mandela Effect was. So
yeah, I didn't want them to do any research on it, so it wasn't like I already know the answers. Okay, so the first one went through already. Nelson Mandela, how everybody recalled he died in the 80s when he didn't. Okay, you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Bring
the noise.
I have an itchy marker finger.
Bring in the funk, bring in the noise.
All right. So it's a brand of peanut butter that has red, green, and blue on it and a red lid. What is the name of it?
Jif.
Write it down. What is wrong with you?
Someone that still doesn't know how to follow instructions.
Sorry.
No, you're not.
I'm a rebel.
You're a rebel without a clue.
Looks to me like you might be looking on the internet there, Mac.
Nope, not at all.
No cheating. No cheating. Look directly at your phone.
I don't need to.
All right.
Well, we got a couple different answers. Okay, let's read our answers online. We've got Tricia says Peter Pan. Amy says Jif. And Angie says Skippy. So, and I'm going to say...
Choosy mothers. Choose.
I say Jif as well.
Okay, so the correct answer is Jif. A lot of people remember it as Jiffy. Peter Pan also does have a red lid, so Trisha isn't wrong.
Good job, Amy. You're on the right team here.
But it is Jif. A lot of people remember it as Jiffy, but that's just they believe that it's because people get them mixed up with Jiffy or with Jif and Skippy.
Gotcha.
And that sometimes they could just combine the two.
As a matter of fact, Skippy has a blue lid and a blue label.
I have a question. Is it Jif or GIF? I mean, that seems to be the world's biggest question right now.
First and foremost, the peanut butter is Jif, but for the little moving means, it's GIF. And the creator of it, let's see. So you all got that right. Let me put.
It looks like Mac's got a fan out there. Amy says, I said she's on the right team. She says the Mac team.
Is
Amy,
there any other?
That would be the wrong answer. So I'm sorry, but thanks for playing.
Listen,
and just so you guys know, I did talk to Mac and Chubb corporate, and they did say that for every answer you get right, your screen gets a tiny little bit bigger. And if you get off the screen, then we have to let you go from the show.
Oh,
I just wanted to let you know. But no
wait,
pressure.
how do we have a corporate?
Nice knowing you guys.
Wait a minute.
Whiteout is the corporate.
Yeah,
I have questions.
Corporate.
Since when did we elect a board of directors?
All right, ready for the next one?
Let's have it.
Okay, spell Looney Tunes.
SHELBY.
You are so funny. I almost fell off my dinosaur laughing at that.
Okay. What's our audience say? We have any answers from the audience? How you spell Looney Tunes?
I already told you how to spell Looney Tunes.
Okay, here's my answer. You ready? So Angie says Looneytons.
I said Looney Tunes spelled Toons.
I've got Tunes.
So the correct answer is Looney, Looney, and then Tunes.
Yes.
Oh wow, I got that wrong.
But a lot of people, thousands of people recall it being Toons rather
Do you know
than.
why it was called Looney Tunes?
Do I know why?
Spelled that way.
Probably because the tune.
Because it was set to classical music and educational music for the America's youth.
Yep. That's
Man,
correct.
you guys are us up till 3 a.m. looking up his mini Mandela Effect.
All of them.
You guys are just.
All right.
All
So
right.
Amy's 2 for 2.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
but there's no at-home game, is there? We don't have to send out the prizes again, right? Just to clarify that.
Yeah, there are no prizes except looking
Okay,
at our
good.
places, which
That-
that's for a punishment or consequence.
That's
but
terrible.
you know,
All right. Ready for the next one?
we are ready. I'm ready anyway.
Okay. It was a series of books and movies based off of a bear family, like a family of 5 bears.
Ah,
Spell their names. And I should add, this is one of the biggest Mandela effects. Like, this is right next to Nelson Mandela, of course.
I think I have this wrong, but we shall find out. So we shall quit looking at my paper. Look at my paper.
I'm all set.
I know the answer.
Anyone out there in our viewership looking?
Hang on, I got to learn how to spell.
All right, we have an answer from Angie, and we have an answer from Amy. Amy says the Berenstein Bears or Berenstein, and Angela says Berenstein with an I-N-E.
DJ Whiteout.
I said Berenstein Bears. Bearensstien Bears.
I said Stain, Berenstein Bears.
So believe it or not, Chuck is right. It is the Berenstein Bears. But
Booyah!
the one that has caused so much like talk with this one, I guess, is because I could have swore it was Berenstein Bears. I still stand by that. And there is certain books and movies that people have even come out with that shows it was originally spelled Berenstein, but the creators claim that it was never, ever, ever spelled Berenstein. It was always spelled Berenstein.
Now, I would say, and at one point, I would probably even argue that I've seen it spelled both ways. But for some reason, I just remembered it being Berenstain Bears. So, Amy, she was going to go with Berenstein also, or Berenstein also. So, all right. So, looks like I might be ahead on this one.
So far, you are.
Nice. Nice. Now, don't be a sore loser, man, if I kick your ass on this one, okay?
Okay, have you all seen Silence of the Lambs?
Yes.
No.
Okay, well, you'll probably get it wrong then. There's an iconic line from it where Hannibal Lecter is talking to Clarice when she walks into the room. What does he say to her?
Can we get a hint?
It's a greeting.
I can tell you what it is not. I cannot tell you what it is.
Angie, I believe he's only up 1. He's up 2 against DJ Whiteout, but 1 against Mac.
Okay, I have my answer.
I don't know what the answer is, but I can tell you what it is not.
I don't know if it's fair or not because I did watch the movie about a couple days ago. But
What? Why don't you tell us what you think it's not, Matt?
It is not Hello Clarice.
Okay, which is a pretty common one. That's what a lot of people think. It's Hello Clarice.
It is not that.
It is not. My answer is Good evening, Clarice.
DJ Whiteout.
my answer was, "What's up, blood?"
DJ Whiteout's got it again.
I'll give a point to both Mac and Chuck because it was Good evening, Clarice, but a lot of people remember it being Hello, Clarice.
It is not. It was not that. That much I do know.
Hello.
And what's funny, I didn't know anything about this one until my mom and we were watching a Mandela Effect video, and a scene from Silence of the Lambs came up, and as soon as it started playing, that was the first thing she said was, "Hello, Clarice," and then it said that was never said in the movie. Like, they use "Good evening" and "Good morning, Clarice," but never once did he say "Hello, Clarice." But thousands of people will tell you differently.
Interesting.
Okay, Curious George the monkey. Does he or does he not have a tail?
Ooh.
This is so much fun. I might add that when my father said that I had a fascination with this, that was very much an understatement.
Max says does not. Amy says no. I say no. No tail.
I am with the general consensus. He does. I don't think he does.
You all three would be correct.
Yay!
A lot of people, especially since he is a monkey and not like a gorilla or an orangutan, that he would typically have a tail, but he does not. But a lot of the merchandise does include a tail. But in the show,
Now, in your research, did you find out why?
I couldn't find a reason why they didn't give him a tail in the show. But
What I'm really interested in finding out, hopefully we cover this a little bit, is the basis of the phenomenon. Why so many people will swear that some of these things actually happened or that they remember it differently, like what the psychological reasoning is behind this, if there is one. So, Ellen, welcome to the show. She said no about the no-tail thing. Ellen, you would be correct. Welcome to the team that's winning.
you guys better not be Googling this at home either. Okay? I will find you. Okay.
Whatever. You don't intimidate anybody.
You're not here.
Mac is filming from an undisclosed location.
Yeah, undisclosed.
I'm at Cheyenne Mountain, deep underground.
Located deep in an underground bunker.
All right, ready?
All right, Chubbs.
This was a popular movie and show that starred Sarah Jessica Parker, and it involved like her and four of her friends. I think they lived in New York.
Oh, I know what show you're talking about.
What is it called? This is also a very common one.
All right, let's give our audience an opportunity to answer. Amy says Sex in the City. Max says, Lisa says Sex in the City. Max says Sex and the City. Mandy says Sexy in the City. I think she may have meant Sex in the City. Welcome to the show, Mandy. Glad to have you on.
Welcome.
What'd she do? Get messed up a Rod Stewart lyric?
I put
Ellen says Sex in the City. What do you got, DJ Whiteout?
I put Sarah Jessica Parker and friends get into wild antics in the city.
I got Sex in the City.
What did you have, Mac?
And
He is the only one that got the point. It is Sex and the City, not Sex in the City. But that's also another one where people have come out with their old merchandise, like perfumes and stuff, that say Sex in the City.
So here's something I would have a question about. Is maybe some of the knockoff stuff. I mean, I would think like something like the Curious George with a tail would be non-trademark, but without a tail would be trademark. I wonder if some of this has to do with trademarks and that and the way different things are marketed. So just kind of a thought to ponder. Ellen, who knew? Apparently we did not know, Ellen.
Mac did. Now you guys are tied up.
Mac did. All right.
DJ Whiteout, you got two. So
I'm rolling in it.
I will say I kind of like DJ Whiteout's answer a little better, though. I mean, that was a little more like
specifically
detailed. Yeah.
All right.
well, at least he didn't say 4 whores in a town.
That's true.
Technically, there would have been 5.
He would have had the plot right, but
Right.
not exactly the title. All right, Shelby, lay it on us.
You can say stuff like that.
Hey,
Sure, it's my show. I can say whatever I want.
Okay, Febreze. Spell it.
Febreze.
Like the smell good spray stuff
Yeah,
to get
like the air
dog
freshener
funk off your couch. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one.
Or in some cases, when you're in a hurry to get to work that morning, you spray it on your clothes.
No, they have something else for that. And Shelby's camera went off.
All right, let's see if we can fix that here real quick.
I mean, it's fine if you want to go ahead and leave her off. I get it. Can I put my notepad down now? Have you
Yes, you
seen it?
Mac
Okay.
got Febreze down.
With a Z.
I've got
Okay.
Febreze.
That's what I have.
That's what Mac has.
DJ Whiteout, what did you have?
So
What do you have?
you said
Reflect.
please spell it. So I said
If he said it, I'm gonna punch him.
He did. He spelled.
Lord have mercy. We're done with here.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So you both spelled it with one E, correct?
We did
Yes.
spell with one E.
Okay, it is spelt with one E, Febreze, but a lot of people remember it being with two E's instead of one.
All right. Well, we're running neck and neck, Mac.
Hang on. Look.
Yep. There it is.
Just in case you were curious.
All right. Ready to move on to the next one?
Yep. Let's do it.
Okay. They are a brand that makes hot dogs, bologna, lunch meat. Basically, they have their own wiener truck. Spell who they are.
My baloney has a first name.
Don't sing it all. Don't sing it all yet. But I
Don't
will.
show your answer yet.
I will ask you to sing it when you.
No, nobody wants that. This is easy for us old people because we memorize the commercial.
All right. So Amy says Oscar Mayer with an A. Lisa says Oscar. No, Amy says Mayer.
Lisa
And-
says Oscar.
I think I may have this one wrong. I'm pretty sure I've got this one wrong.
Of course you do, because it's you.
What's yours say?
I've got Meyer.
My baloney has a first name. It's Oscar. My baloney has a second name. It's Mayer.
You're like it's a family show.
My answer was Oscar Mayer. So
It is Oscar Mayer. Even people who recall that theme song, or not theme song, but that song from the commercial.
It's called a jingle, honey.
A jingle. That's okay. We're old. You get stuff like that. Alan, I'm with you. Crap.
A lot of people say Meyer rather than Mayer. Oscar Mayer wieners as opposed to Oscar Mayer wieners.
She said wiener.
He said wieners.
Yeah, I think maybe it's because it's pronounced Oscar Mayer as opposed to Oscar Mayer. Interesting.
Yeah. All right.
speaking of
Is he
Mayer,
in relation to John Mayer?
All right. Skechers, like the tennis shoes. How do you spell it? Now I have that Oscar Mayer song stuck in my head.
All right.
Hang on.
Actually,
I know this is wrong.
they're one of my favorite brand of shoes, so I'm hoping I spelled it correctly.
this one's kind of stumping me too.
Amy's got Skechers with a T. Max
It has no
Skechers
T.
with a CH. I'm going to side with Mac on this one with no T. What do you got for us, Whiteout?
I actually have
He's got NOTEPAD.
I spelt mine
We got to get this boy a camera at some point.
What in Christ's name does that say? Checkers.
He's wrong. Whatever it is, he's wrong.
Skechers is not spelled with a T, although many people do believe it is.
I spelled it CZECHERS.
You know, from like the country. Checkers.
The checkers.
So as of right now, Mac, you are 1 point ahead of Chuck.
Of course I am. Not that I'm vain or anything. What happened to the sound? I know, hear nothing. What happened to the sound, monkeys? Okay, great. So it's my show again.
Here we go. We're all set.
All right, we're all set again. You should be able to hear us now.
Did you do that on purpose so I can't answer any more questions?
Well, considering that your sound is controlled separately from ours tonight.
You said Fruit Loops?
What was
Yes.
that? What was that about DJ Whiteout saying something earlier about corporate letting somebody go?
Yeah,
All right,
well,
Fruit Loops.
All right, Fruit Loops the cereal. How do you spell it?
CHUCK.
MAYERO. Okay.
And I don't think Ellen is hopeless. I think Ellen is a perfect example of the Mandela Effect.
My answer.
Yeah, it really doesn't exist.
So Mac has it. Ella, I'm guessing you got it wrong again, huh?
It is, in fact, Fruit Loops with 2 O's, not spelled like.
Just follow the nose. It always knows.
Good job, Amy. Toucan Sam.
Okay, the Monopoly Man. Does he have a monocle?
Ooh.
I would.
You can say nothing and write it on your whiteboard.
No, that's no fun. Not only no, but
Do I have to spell monocle correctly?
no.
If that's the case, I may have a problem.
I don't even think
What are
I.
you writing full sentences? What are you writing paragraphs on the Monopoly Man over there? What are you
I'm
doing?
going to say no monocle.
I said yes.
Alan says yes. So DJ Whitehouse says yes. Nancy says yes. Nancy, good to see you on the show tonight.
Angie and Amy say no.
What is the correct response?
No, he does not have a monocle. Although lots of people recall him having one, they are often confused with the Peanut Man, who does in fact have a monocle.
The Peanut Man.
And
Mr. Peanut.
Mr. Yeah.
Ellen
his name, Mr.
said,
He's dead now. Rest in peace.
"Arrgh."
Ellen, I'm with you on some of this. On some of these, let me tell you. All right, shall we think we got time for one more?
One more.
One more, maybe 2 more.
Let's get crazy.
Let me try to find the best ones. I had a whole
let's
bunch
go.
more planned. Let's see. Okay, C-3PO from Star Wars. What does he look like?
Is that a trick question?
What color is he?
What does he look like color-wise?
Well, in which movie?
I don't know.
I'm being serious here.
Across the board.
I think he's the same in all of them. Actually,
when you recall him, what color do you see?
Amy says gold. Angie says which movie also. Ellen says
I
white.
was in a specific movie with it.
Nancy says he's a gold android.
You know what? This shows you my attention to detail. This is going to blow your freaking mind. He's gold. He's gold, but
Silver leg. Yep. Gold and
Good
silver.
man.
I
Yeah.
said brass.
He is gold with a silver leg.
what's the tally there, Shelbs?
You are ahead by 1 with 11. Chuck has 10, and DJ Whiteout has 4.
So this wasn't quite the whooping you were expecting to give me tonight, now is it?
No, but is it still a whooping nonetheless?
Can I do 2 more?
You can do
If
2
we do
more.
it fast?
It's our show. We get to extend a few more minutes if we want to.
I did a lot of research for this.
So I would like to say just real quick. So we've done a couple of shows now for our viewer members. We've done like a candidate show. We've done an 80s trivia show, and tonight we're doing another trivia show. Tell us what you guys like in the comments below, and let us know what kind of forum you guys like. If you like this, awesome. We'll put more stuff out here, and then
They like the shows when I'm at home.
I like the shows in your home, and also it smells like.
I know, see?
Disagree.
You're a clown.
All right, Shelby, lay a couple more on us.
Okay. I'm specifically doing this one because I believe that Mac's children are into it, but I'm not sure. Pikachu? We all know who Pikachu is, right?
Pokemon, dude.
Oh, Braden chimed up. Braden, you want to come over here and answer this question for me? Ladies and gentlemen, this is my 11-year-old Braden. Sneak into the picture, kid. There he is.
Hello.
There he
What
is.
what does Pikachu's tail look like?
What does Pikachu's tail look like?
Like a thunderbolt?
Okay.
But colored
Whisper in my
also.
ear. Whisper in my ear.
Now, see, there's a cheater right there.
I'm just utilizing my resources, Hill. Don't get mad.
I'm probably totally opposite on this, but
Thank you.
Thanks. Wait a minute. Is it a shiny Pikachu or a normal Pikachu?
Normal.
Okay.
Is it still right?
Yes.
Okay.
you're already buzzed in, man. Answers are in. You've already buzzed in.
Braden says,
Black on tip tail.
Alan?
I
Or
said
BJ Whiteout?
I said brown and yellow. Well, thanks, Shelby. I'm gonna have some.
Stalkers, no.
I'm gonna have some Federal Bureau of Investigation agents at my house now.
I'm actually saying yellow thunderbolt with no black.
Mac, or not Mac, you're wrong. Sorry.
I'm
Chuck
wrong?
is right.
I'm
Chuck
wrong.
is right.
Yes.
There is no black at the tip of the tail. It is
Braden
just
is grounded.
completely yellow.
You know, now that I recall, last podcast, I think I saw Dad slipping Braden like a $20 bill or something.
Uh-huh. He's
So
like, that's funny
now,
because I never got it.
Mac and Chuck, you are tied.
I actually remember that being a big deal.
You know what? Hang on. You said one more question.
You even cheated. You even cheated and got it wrong.
No, you cheated because you gave my kid money to just slip me the wrong answer, you clown.
Technically, I have two more, but they're real fast. Okay. I promise.
Okay.
Last two, and then you can kick me off.
Get
Okay.
out of here.
In Snow White, in Disney's Snow White, what does the evil queen say in the mirror?
Hmm.
Hmm.
You guys look like you're having kind of a hard time with this one, and I feel like it's pretty. This one, I
could tell you what she did not say.
want you to write down what she did say.
I don't know what she did say.
When she was looking into the mirror, she
One
says,
second.
No, that's not what she said. I know that for a fact. She did not say that.
Well, potato head, if you don't know what she really said, then you don't get the point.
All right, I've got my answer.
I know what she said.
Amy says, "I'll get you, my pretty." I think you, Amy. I think you may be thinking of the Wicked Witch of the West.
That's the Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
Whoa, you're a little off there.
Just as evil. Just as evil.
I
She
went.
did not say what you're thinking.
Hey, how's it going?
Ellen says, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?"
That is not what she said.
I don't think that it is what she said either. Nancy says, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?" Nancy, let's see. Amy says, "Shut up." I think she's talking to you.
So nobody gets that. It's
I said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?"
that is incorrect.
Okay.
She never said in the Disney classic. She does not say mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all. That is in the Grimm version, the original Snow White. However, in the Disney movie, she says magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all.
Oh, interesting.
But in shows and stuff, so Angie got it right. Magic mirror.
Good job, Angie.
Oh, but she said come from the farthest space. I don't think. I mean,
So I
you
guess
got the first part right.
we end this in a tie, huh?
We end that in a tie.
Angie will be receiving half
No, there's
a
one
fruit
more.
basket.
This is the tiebreaker for it.
This is
Remember
the
how I said-
tiebreaker?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's got one more for a tiebreaker. And then I've got two little tidbits of information I'm going to share.
Okay, final one. Let's see. Okay, yeah. This is the best one. In Freddie Mercury's song "We Are the Champions," how does the song end? What does he end on?
You said the song "Where We Are the Champions."
Like the last lyric?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. He says,
Hang on.
with the title.
That is the last words and lyrics of the song.
We are the champions. This was what you're saying he says.
Yes.
Till the end. Amy says that's a total guess, and I say he says of the world.
I said "We Are the Champions."
Who's got two thumbs and one again?
A lot of people remember him belting out "of the world" at the end of the song, and he never does.
What does he say? We are the champions?
Mm-hmm.
Who's got two thumbs and beat your ass
It
again?
ends with the title.
I think we all know who the sore winner is of this group here.
But I will tell you, here's another tidbit to that. At Live Aid, the crowd ended it, so he did.
Gotcha. Without the world?
Yes.
Gotcha. Well, interesting. So here's a couple of things, and Shelby, you may have this on your list, but in the movie Casablanca, the phrase "play it again, Sam" never occurred.
Nope.
Neither did "Beam Me Up, Scotty" from
Yep,
Star
Trek
Trek.
fans. No one ever said "beam me up, Scotty." So it's always interesting how those things.
Here we go.
Amy.
Oh, I didn't do the Darth Vader.
You know, this really isn't fair because I can't see said comments.
Please tune in next week when we see Chuck kicking a rock down the road, walking by himself.
Amy says that she knew she picked the wrong team. So
No, actually, I found the way I could see it. She did not say that, you clown.
I'm looking right here. I knew I picked the winning team. Ah. Okay.
See?
All right, Amy.
He beat you by one.
All right. Yeah, he got me.
Well, at least it wasn't 7,200 this time, was it?
That's true. So, Matt,
You're getting better.
any kind of closing remarks for the show this evening?
I just everything that needed to be said was shown tonight.
Yeah, you think you're cute, but yeah.
You still only
I
won
guess.
by one.
Well, Shelby, thank you so
But I
much.
won.
Thank you so much for the hard work that you did and the research you put in this week. This was
It was fun. Great job, kiddo.
It was. Angie says, "Good job, my queen."
Thank you.
So,
I've got more for next time if you want.
Very. This was fun. We enjoy doing shows like this, and we hope that
Especially when I win, it makes it all that much better.
one of these days, I'm gonna get you.
Every squirrel finds a nut.
I'm gonna get you.
Can I ask you guys what one shocked you the most?
Honestly, the
The
queen.
one I had the most difficulty was I couldn't remember if it was Berenstein or Berenstain or Berenstein.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. For me, it was the queen one. I really can hear him, like on the radio. I can hear him saying, "Of
Because
the
you must be
again."
thinking of the Live Aid concert.
The live
It
performance.
could be. And I think that's the interesting thing is how psychologically we tend to mix things up and mash things up and just
Right.
combine everything, and we'll swear that we remembered something a particular way, and it not only did it not happen that way, it never happened that way, like not even a semblance. I can't tell you how many times I've been around people who, when they're referencing Silence of the Lambs, and they'll say something, they'll say the "Hello, Clarice," or something.
Well, a lot of times we do that normal conversation too.
Sure.
Also, it's other shows like spinning off of it. So, like the "Beam Me Up, Scotty" one from Star Trek. There's other shows that have said like "Beam Me Up, Scotty," like in reference to that movie. And I think that references like that, because there's one with like what's it called? Forrest Gump. Also, the life is like a box of chocolates. He doesn't say life is like a box of chocolates. He said life was like a box of chocolates, speaking in past tense. But kind of like telephone, it just you hear it so many times a certain way that you imagine.
Let me ask this, Shelby. Which one really shocked you out of what you found?
Out of what
I know
found?
you're younger, so a lot of them were like, I didn't even know that to begin with.
I actually, a lot of these, I did know of like the references to them, but I didn't know the original. I'd say either the Beam Me Up, Scotty, or let's see, Oscar Mayer, the Monopoly Man, when it was the first Mandela Effect I ever heard of. And I was like, no, he definitely had a monocle. I remember seeing him on the box with a monocle. And then people were like, nope, he never did. And so that one.
Well, I think a lot of times, especially with what the game means, people associated that wealth of that early 20th century with having the monocle.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
So I think a lot of this is what your mind considers, what your mind remembers, what your mind associates with.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Hey, Mick, thanks for joining the show. Appreciate you being here, bud. So, this is a great exercise and just kind of like a good mental exercise and just kind of really paying attention to what we're watching and what we see. And it's also really cool how pop culture, incorrect pop culture references can actually influence pop culture memories, which is something it's really kind of cool to see that. And so, Shelby, thank you again. We appreciate you just kind of bringing that to our attention with this fun little game that we played tonight. And, we're going to have you back on the show again before too long. And thanks for coming out tonight. We appreciate it.
No problem.
Very much.
I'll clear my calendar for you anytime.
Awesome.
You don't have a calendar.
So, next week's show, we're still kind of kicking some ideas around. So just, let us know what you guys want to hear. We'd love to just kind of, know your ideas in that. We're talking about a kind of a Granite City Legends show, but I kind of like to go one further. Instead of just Granite City Legends, why don't we take a look at legends, just local legends? So, look at people in your area and let us know who you'd like to get in touch with. It may be a little early to do this show next week because sometimes you have to reach out to agents,
right,
handlers, and things like that. But we want to
handlers.
Yeah. We want to talk to people who have influenced your life that are local in your area, or maybe celebrity in your local ring of friends or something along those lines. Maybe someone that you've met and just maybe it was a life-changing experience, but we want to talk about your experience with celebrities, even people who have come up out of your town that are celebrities. So it's kind of an effort to make this a more of a broad scope show as opposed to just a Granite City show or just an Edwardsville show. We want to know who made it in your town. Who is your town proud of? What is your town proud of? And just kind of, in reference to that, I want to thank personally all of the people that took their time out this weekend. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to help, but Granite City recently had a community cleanup day that was arranged. And there were a lot of people that took their Saturdays, went out and cleaned up other people's trash. And, thank you for doing that. You guys are the people who give me hope for the city, and you guys are the people who show that you really care for Granite City. And I just want you to know that if you're watching tonight, I personally definitely appreciate you doing that. But keep that on your calendar. Every Sunday we're here at 6:00, and we want to talk about your heroes, personal, local, talk about your celebrities, and we're more than welcome to have them on the show as well. Mac, you got anything you want to add to that?
Heroes. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is Willie Nelson. My heroes have always been cowboys. I'll never do that again. I'm sorry.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
I know.
From us to you, we appreciate that.
Sure. That's what I'm here for.
So, Ellen says that teachers, it would probably be good to have a couple teachers on, just kind of tell about their experiences. Teachers are definitely very underrated when it comes to the impact.
I know in high school, there's a few that really touched your development.
Yes, absolutely. And I plan to reach out to two of them, one in particular, one I'm sure you can think of yourself. But there are definitely people that we want to reach out to and reach out to them and speak with them. So maybe that's next week's show if we can get it arranged. If not, kick us ideas for what you guys would like to talk about. And I don't have anything else for this week except to thank you to Trisha for coming on. Trisha, we definitely appreciate it every time you come on. Every third Wednesday, Sunday of the month. I caught myself.
You did it.
I caught myself.
No, I heard the whoop come out.
Yeah, every third Sunday of the month. Keep those questions coming in. And if you have specialized things that you'd like to hear about, also let us know. If you want to do a political show, we can do some political things here and there.
We can always do follow-up after the election.
Yes, I definitely think we should do that. I think we should talk to both the winners and the losers as far as the election goes, because we want to know what you think you did right, what you think you did wrong. And,
and even that, let's, as a community, yours and mine and everyone else around, maybe all of Madison County per se, let's hold these people accountable, because that's where you get the most the most traction, is really holding the, you're not out to throw them under the bus, but you want them to be accountable to the people they represent.
Right. Absolutely. So, and this is going to be, hopefully will become a great forum to address that in a civil manner. So we want to do that. So I think with that, we're going to close the show out. Thank you guys so much for coming in tonight and watching and tuning in. Share the show, like the Facebook page, like the YouTube page. We'd appreciate it. And if you enjoy what you're seeing, hit the like button and subscribe. If you don't enjoy what you're seeing, help us change it and let us know what you'd like to see. And with that, DJ Whiteout, why don't you play us out?